Hello. Um, I wanted to hop on here and talk about some things. This is mainly for me. This will be on YouTube and will be publicized if you want to watch it, I guess. But it's more for me to just take a snapshot of where I am on my life today. So today is June the 9th, 2025 at 12:33 a.m. I want to walk you through how I'm feeling, what I've done recently, what my past has been like, and what my future might look like. Um, For starters, tomorrow or really today is the second week my job wants me to show up in office in person after working remotely for an entire year. And they don't know this yet, but I'm not going. I ditched last week. I'm going to ditch this week. Without getting into the details too much, it's just too expensive for me to go to work, like monetarily, and also from an opportunity cost. In preparation for this, because I do plan on getting fired tomorrow, I have now started to attempt to get two jobs to work simultaneously and remotely to make up for money I haven't been getting recently. I've been working a string of jobs that just haven't been working out, and I'm tired of dealing with politics from one job. Might as well deal with two and get paid double. So I start a new job this coming Friday, and I did my last interview for a different job. So if I get that job, I start that job 7 days from today, which is today's Monday. So I'd be working two jobs, or if they don't fire me, which somehow I don't know why they wouldn't, but if they didn't, I'm gonna have three jobs starting next Monday. So triple the income for a temporary amount of time. Money is on my mind all the time, but not in a problematic sense. I wouldn't say that I'm like starving, but I can't really afford the food that I eat. And I'm talking about like food that I cook or just eating out here and there. I'm having to borrow money for that, which is fine. Generally speaking, I know that doesn't sound fine, but it is fine. But it's obviously like not a good place to be. So I'm doing something about it. And that's part of why this video is going up. Some of the things that I'm trying to do right now, or that I have already been doing, is working a job, trying to get two jobs to replace the one that I have. I've been working on a gaming channel. Don't know if you guys know this, but this is a second channel of mine. What it's gonna be about, I don't really know. Trying to figure that out myself. But I do have a gaming channel. Don Platano 908. You find me on any social media platform there is. I stream twice a week. I make videos every day. I've been making videos every day for the last 130 days in a row. I have not missed a single day. And I have a total of 350 videos up for that channel. Now, in all the time that I've been spending learning to edit and figuring out what I should be posting, what I shouldn't, from all the gameplay that I have, I feel like I'm not I'm not plateauing with the content that I make, because I just make shorts. Like I can certainly learn more, but I feel like more of what I need to learn is just the dynamics of posting on social media. So what I mean is like what gets a video viral, or what gets it noticed more, or what gets people to comment, what gets people to like, what gets people to share videos, what gets people to uh, see me on a different platform like Twitch, So that leads me to making longer form videos. I have no problem making a video like this long form because I I'd like to think I'm a natural speaker. I think I do good enough speaking naturally, and I've got a lot on my mind, so it's really easy to just do this. But on the gaming side, it's a bit more. There's a bit more I have to do. You know what I mean? I feel like I have to have like a beginning, middle, and end, and find that in an 8 hour stream or something, and that's like a bit hard without pre-planning. So, admittedly, I've had a bit of anxiety with it, but the good thing is that I've been going strong with editing videos and taking that channel more seriously as of October of last year. So it's been about 8 months. So far, so good. Loving it. Don't feel burned out. And a lot of my videos make me laugh, and that's kind of why I put them out. But I'm trying to find a happy medium between like what's gonna work for a larger audience and then what I like making. So I'm in a good place there. Got a good plan for jobs like I just went over with you. Um, Besides that, I mean, I'm trying to move. I'm trying to move, but I can't sell my house. Not because I don't want to, but like market conditions don't favor selling where I live. Doing so at a profitable rate. So my hope is that if I make enough money through a content endeavor like this channel, my gaming channel, or even the 2 jobs or 3 jobs I might have in the future, I'll be able to, eat the loss that I might take on this house and then still move like I desire. But we'll see what happens and when I want to move. And there's that. Um, this channel in the future should feature not only vlog content, but maybe some lifestyle shit too. Generally speaking, I like to travel a lot, and I have a lot of footage that I haven't uploaded yet. Um, One of the things I hate saying that I plan on doing things, right? Because like I just finished telling you that I have a gaming channel and how I have been doing all this stuff. That's the kind of guy I like to be. I like to be like, I am doing this. But the nature of this video is to fill you in on what's to come, what has happened, and what I'm doing. I have limitless, not unlimited, but limitless content for this channel regarding traveling and just videos that I think people will like that don't take really me editing much, but I just haven't gotten around to it. That's my laptop back there, and I'm kind of brainstorming like what I want to do. But I'm also overcomplicating it because I just told you I have it. So I just need to like upload it. Um I'd say the laborious part about that for me is just determining if I want to upload in what order. Am I going to tackle a specific country? Which time I went to that country? Am I going to just work backwards or do I work forwards in time? I think what I'm landing on is I want to upload stuff from the earliest point in time when I was beginning to document my travels. Um, that'd probably be like 3 years ago. So I would look very different, but I think the entertainment value is still there. And if I sat down for about 2 to 3 hours, I could basically line up probably like 60 to 90 clips that I could set up to be uploaded every day. And that would be good. But I think above all else, I need to be making longer form videos for this channel and the next channel. So that's one thing I am doing right now. Okay, you're watching the commitment that I'm making to myself as I record the video. So I think that's a pretty cool thing to be a part of. Welcome. Yeah. I don't know what else I want to talk about. Let's see. I ordered a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That should be coming this week. Excited to get my hands on that camera. Admittedly, I bought it because I like it, not necessarily because I know I'm going to use it prolifically. My hope is that I do. I can come up with some use cases for why it'd be useful. If you're watching this and you're wondering if you should get it, but you also don't really like record yourself that much, I'm gonna tell you no. But I like buying stuff that could be useful. Okay? I don't buy stuff that is not useful. I buy stuff that could be useful, and that's like what gets me going. So I'd like to think I'll use it. I don't know if I will, but I think I will. One of the main reasons that I like the camera is it's like a dedicated shooting device. So instead of me having to use my phone or like wipe the lens and do all this stuff, or make sure that I'm not using too much battery, blah blah blah. I have a dedicated device that's just gonna record for me, and I like that. I use one of their microphones, and it should seamlessly connect to it without me having to use my receiver. So it's certainly a luxury. It's not something that you need, but it's something that I wanted. Something else that I wanted that I think is a controversial purchase in this day and age is buying the Nintendo Switch 2. Um, Lots of people, if you're not clued in, are against buying the console or supporting Nintendo because they've updated the terms of service to say that by buying the Nintendo Switch 2, you're basically buying a license to use the console. Um, and ultimately, they have control over whether or not you can play that console, period. Um, I don't support such practices, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Not play like Nintendo games, like I'm gonna play them. I'm just not gonna get my shit hacked into or jailbroken. Um, or if they brick it anyways, I'll just buy another one. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I can't deprive myself of some good old greedy ass Nintendo games. You know what I mean? Because that's a greedy company. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it is what it is. They got that clout, so they got my money. I would say this though. I would never buy a scalped item, so I really didn't go out of my way to get it. Um, so here's how it went. I tried to pre-order it. When pre-orders dropped, they were in Japan. I was in Japan. When I tried to pre-order it, it didn't work out, so I lost my opportunity. I signed up to Nintendo service to get a pre-order, and that didn't work out by release day. I didn't want to do a midnight release, which would have been cool, but I didn't care about the Nintendo Switch 2 that much. I had to go to Target the day of the release, and I showed up at like 4 p.m. I asked the guy, "You got any Nintendo Switch 2s?" He's like, "No, they sold out like 4 hours ago." And I was like, "Dang, I could have got one." And then I was like, "Man, if I want to get my hands on this console, I probably need to go to some lesser known GameStop and get one." Um, I live in Tampa, so there's a place called University Mall. Basically, it's a very large retail space. It's a literal indoor mall, but I couldn't tell you why, but it's like severely struggling. You go in that mall on a weekend at 3 p.m. and a lot of the stores are closed. So like they're probably not even open for operation, but nobody else wants to take the retail space. So it's just having like an old logo there and the store doors just being closed. So much of the mall is closed and not much of it is open, but it is still open for business, but it doesn't have a GameStop. I had to find out the hard way because I looked it up online and they don't even have a website. And that's kind of crazy. But I was hoping I would get it there. I had to stream for my gaming channel that day. So I really couldn't afford to keep hopping around stores hoping I got lucky because by now it's like 6:30 p.m. So I said, F it, you know, whatever. And I remembered that Target was having online orders the next day. You could order online. So I was streaming that night and it was midnight and I was checking and I ended up seeing that they were not available. So I thought I missed my chance. I also have this really bad habit of going to bed very late. So that night I went to bed at like 5:30. And before I went to bed, I was like, let me just see if there's a Switch 2 available. So I ordered one and I thought they were gonna cancel my order because you know that's just what happens when you order a product that's just so in demand. Um, and yeah, it got shipped to me. It got delivered today. It's right here, actually. This is the alleged Nintendo Switch 2. Hold on, I forgot I have a tracking camera. This is the alleged Nintendo Switch 2. Um, I say it's alleged because I literally haven't opened the shipping box that it's in, like whatsoever. Um, and I'm excited to get it open. But one of the things I plan on doing, I hate saying that, but plan on doing is doing a long form video, including me unboxing this. It'd be more edited than this video will be, but I want to unbox that and put a video of that on my long form channel. On my gaming channel. Will I do that? I don't know. I'm disappointed in myself that I'm not as reliable with something long form. But again, my greatest weakness is starting new things, despite how simple they may be. Um, so I'm trying to change that by putting this video out now. So wish me luck. But okay, so we've talked about what's going on now. I've touched on the past a little bit, but essentially, like, the past hasn't been great, and it's really just from a monetary perspective. I haven't made like the investments I wanted to make in my future, particularly just not doing that well with money. I do well enough where like I can sustain myself and all that, but I'm not really advancing towards my future or doing much saving just because it's been a bit tight. But let's talk about the future. What's to come? What's going on? I plan on moving. I'm I'm planning on a lot of things, but really I can only look in the short term. So, um, I've been doing my gaming channel, which is probably like my most serious entrepreneurial endeavor at this time. I've been doing this gaming channel for a hot minute. Like I said, I started about 8 months ago, back in October of 2024, and so far it's been good. We recently celebrated some of my 12-month subs in the channel. So like, I officially or unofficially came back to streaming about a year ago, but I was inconsistent with streaming. When I took it more seriously and I said I was gonna edit videos and I said that I was gonna go ahead and stream on a schedule, that was 5 months later in October. So we celebrated some 12-month subs, and we also celebrated 12 months since I came back to streaming. So I had a whole little party with my viewers. I had some really good turnout. Some people that don't watch me anymore came back. So they were always following. They knew what was going on, but they just never really said hi in chat to let me know that they're watching. So that was really like a cool sight to see. And yeah, that's one thing that's going on. Another thing that's going on is I did just tell you about these two jobs that I'm getting. What I didn't, sorry, the one job that I already accepted, and this other job that I might get that I will accept if I get offered. Um, Something related to this that I didn't tell you about yet is I already want to replace these two jobs. Call me picky, ungrateful. You probably won't because I don't think you have a reason to. But essentially, these jobs, while they are work from home, they require me to use a desktop. For reference, I'm streaming off of one of my desktops. I recently got a streaming PC as my second desktop. And this desk behind me is about to house two additional desktops because these next two jobs require me to be on a desktop each. So I'm running out of literal space in my house to have like work from home setups. On top of the fact that it's just unnecessarily cumbersome for me to have like two monitors per job and whatever. So I want to replace these jobs, not necessarily because of that. That's certainly a problem, but there are two unique issues that come up, maybe three, that have to be addressed as soon as possible, so I don't end up losing money on my relatively risky endeavor on working two remote jobs. So for reference, while I'm training, both remote jobs have a very similar schedule. One job is 8 to 5. The other job is the first week is 11 to 7. Then it's 10 to 6. Then it's no, it's like 11 to 8 for one week, 10 to 7 another week, 9 to 6 another week, then 8 to 5 for like 2 or 3 more weeks. And then I start a new schedule. Again, this is the same job with like 4 schedule changes. Then I start a new schedule where I work 3 p.m. to midnight, Tuesday to Sunday. So I'm used to working like an 8 to 5, and I work in sales, by the way. Then I'm going 3 to 12, Tuesday to Saturday, and then to make matters worse, the first 3 months, which includes training, I'm making like a certain amount of money. Like it's like $21 an hour. Then the next 3 months, I make $18 an hour. Then the 3 months after that and beyond, I make $15 an hour. Now, it is a sales job. I'm supposed to earn commission, but I don't know what your experience has been like, but I've been working jobs that promise so much, and without me doing 17 times more work than what's on my job description, I'm not even making half of what they're saying I could make. So I don't know what this next job is going to look like with all this crazy change in hours, this crazy change of pay. But on top of the fact that I can't even like work outside of my house because I'm always here, I also have to deal with all of that. So I'd like to think that the job is going to pay a lot and quickly because that's what I'm hearing. But I'm just so skeptical at this point. I don't believe what anybody says. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see how quickly I can replace the job, because that's my plan. Plus, it's me working in an industry that I don't want to work in. I'm trying to get into like AI. or something a bit more modern. I'm already capable of doing that, but job market's tough if you don't know. The other job that I might get is also sales. Um, and the training and the regular schedule is not that bad. It's just 8 to 5 through and through, Monday through Friday, so that's great. But yeah, there's no real complaints there aside from just me being tied down to my desk. And now for both jobs, the kind of work life balance that I'll have. So if you're putting two and two together, I work both jobs. I'd be making a decent amount of money, but it's not life changing. A decent amount of money. I'd be working Monday to Saturday, um, from Tuesday to Friday because that's when both of my jobs overlap. I'd be working. What's 8 to 12? Is this like a 16-hour shift? I'd be working 16 hours essentially. Sure, I get two lunch breaks, but that's it. I live by myself, so I don't really have help with like making food or cleaning the house or taking care of my own mental or personal needs. So that's like a really long shift to work. So that's already hard. Then on top of that, the jobs are like very busy. So they're not objective based. It's like you've got to take a lot of calls or you're on calls for very long amounts of time. So it's also going to be theoretically like unpredictable and therefore impossible for me to work both jobs for a long enough time for it to like really make sense. But even if I'm working both jobs just for training and I make money off of that, it is what it is. It's not ideal. I really do want to work both jobs, but the first job that I got, again with the weird schedule and the declining pay, was a job that I had intended doing, and I knew what I was signing up for. The second job kind of fell on my lap, so I'm like, what am I gonna do? Deny the money when I need it? Like, no. So I'm gonna do it. Um, so yeah, that pretty much covers all that up. So right now, my objective while I'm like onboarding for this one job and preparing to onboard for this next job if I get it is trying to find two more jobs that are gonna replace these. The one thing I can say is that I feel like I'm gonna get pretty good at interviewing, so I'm looking forward to gaining that skill. I'm also looking forward to a positive change in my life. One of the things that I've protested against for a really long time was like working two jobs. The last 4 years have been pretty rough on me financially, and that has always been an option. But I just don't want to work two jobs. I don't think anybody does. Because if people did, we would all solve our financial problems by working two jobs. But nobody wants to do that. And I don't. But I'd realize that it's like a small sacrifice to make at a time like this. So it is what it is. But two jobs. Um, Want to make long form videos for my gaming channel. I've already touched on it, but with this Platano Pilgrim channel, I want to make something longer form here too, and just get into the regular cadence of putting stuff out. Hopefully, one of these channels can get monetized before October. I need to hit 1,000 subscribers on either channel to do that, so I can start making, even if it's like 5 cents, bro. Show me that what I put out is worth advertisers advertising on. I'm not even saying you pay me. I'm saying, can I get some ads? You know what I mean? So that'd be freaking great. But I know I got to put the work in. I already am doing that for one channel. I just got to start doing that with this channel. And again, yo, I'm going to ask you guys in the comments if anybody even comments like, yo, how many times am I saying, but that's what I'm doing right now, while simultaneously talking about what I don't do. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. um, with this channel by putting a video out. But yeah, with those two pursuits in mind, me potentially working 2 to 3 jobs right now, working another 2 jobs to replace the 2 jobs that I might accept, to then hopefully have a longer term, uh, you know, work life balance, I guess, and money balance, whatever the sentence is. That's what I'm trying to say. There's not really much else on my mind at this point in time. I made some tea. I bought a gooseneck kettle. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But basically like brews water at like different temperatures, particularly for drinking tea or coffee. So I got one and I got into drinking green tea after a long trip. If you're looking at maybe the previous video on this channel, I did like a talking head video similar to this one for about 30 minutes, which is about the length of this video. Just talking about my experience in Taiwan. That was in the middle of my trip. I just came back from going to London, Taiwan, and Japan. And all this time I spent in Asia got me drinking a lot more tea than I usually do. I drink tea very seldom. Even the last time I went to Japan, for example, I really didn't drink tea that much. But my second time around, I just got into it, and now I'm drinking it more out of my favorite mug. Um, Shameless plug. This is on my merch store on my Don Platano 908 page. I'll include a link in the bio if you want to take a look at designs like this that are on other products. It'd be great if you support the channel. But above all else, if you want a quality mug that isn't weird looking, I think this is nice. It comes in all these different colors. Like it or not, I'm using it right now, and I love this shit. And maybe you will too. At least just take a gander, give me some feedback, or don't. I don't care. Thanks for making it this far into the video. I don't really think I have much else to say. We're coming across the 1 a.m. mark. I want to be able to make some positive strides towards my future endeavors for both of these YouTube channels. Thankfully, I did this right now, is what I'm doing right now. But I want to do more before I go to bed. So I think I'll cut this video short. I'll cut it long, I guess. It's 27 minutes. But yeah, listen, if you've made it this far or you skipped to this part and you're still listening, all I ask is for any feedback. You can tell me to quit. You can tell me to keep going. You can tell me more of what you'd like to see. You can ask questions. You could do nothing. You could do everything. I don't care what you do. But I am interested in hearing from you. Let me know what's on your mind, what you want to talk about, and what you're curious about, and we'll take it from there. But yeah, I am live Tuesdays and Thursdays at a minimum. Sometimes I do more than that, for at least 4 hours, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my gaming channel. There is more to come on this channel than just this video, but content like this is very easy for me to shoot. Sometimes I'll talk about problems that are going on in my life and just offer insight into what that's like for me right now. Sometimes for myself, sometimes for you guys. So if there's a certain topic you want me to cover for whatever reason that may be, I'd love to talk about it if I'm qualified to do so. But that's been me. Have a good night or morning or afternoon or siesta or brunch or, whatever you're doing at this time, at the time that you're watching this video.